Welcome back, guys, to another episode here at VAP. And it's actually pretty early, so I'm trying to keep it quiet. It's actually about 8:30, somewhere around there where I live. I've been up for about an hour, got my job application figured out, and pretty much just waiting for them to open up. And figured in the meantime, we would go ahead and do a um, final look at the Pulse 80 Watt and tell you pretty much exactly what I think about it. I've spent a lot of time with it. Me and this mod traveled over or right about 2,000 miles, so we have a lot of time together. And yeah, let me go ahead and break this down for you. Juice I have in here is actually really good. We're vaping on some of Mama San Guava Pop, I believe is what we got yesterday. And we actually have a review of that juice up on the channel, so go ahead and take a look at that. And yeah, the biggest thing I have about this is the 510 pin. That is my biggest problem with this mod. Is my 510 comes loose very, very easily through those two hex key screws right there. Mine ends up loosening up, and I'm sure it's because mine was a display model, but mine was never fired. Mine was just used to screw on and off addies. Mine was never had a battery put in it. It was never turned on. So what I'm thinking that happened was someone ended up over tightening an addy on here and basically loosening up those screws. They're not stripped or anything, they're just loose. So I'm probably going to end up getting like some blue Loctite or something, just putting a very smidge on there just so it'll stop backing out. And you can tell that we've already had it open. Let's go ahead, there we go. You can tell we're missing a screw here and we're missing a screw here. Them little screws run away. It is a pain in the butt to get this back on. And one day I'll probably take this back piece off right here, and I will actually show you the inside of it. And for some reason now the sun moved and now it's being a pain. But that is my biggest con of this actually. I haven't ran it with a 2700 yet. I don't have a 2700 yet. That's part of the reason why I never ran it with one. And you could also tell when your 510s get a little loose, because your addy can be screwed on and you can grab it and there'll be a little wobble going on. And for me, it completely stopped reading the dead rabbit. You screw the dead rabbit on here, it wouldn't even recognize there's an addy on it because it was so loose that it wasn't actually making a connection with the dead rabbit wasn't actually making a connection with the Pulse 80 Watt. So that is a big con for me. Is you're end up going to have to fiddle with it sooner or later after you get some good wear and tear into it. And I'm a tinkerer, so I don't mind, but at the same time is they wanted over $70 for this box, brand new. I got mine for $61, I believe, because of the discount for being a display model. And I was fine with that because the doors on here, I really like the color of the doors. Let's see if we can mess with the transparency a little bit. There we go. I love. Okay, what the fuck is going on now? Come on, you stupid phone. That's sometimes the hard part. You don't have any auto. But yeah, I love the doors on it. My drip tip actually matches very well. This is actually the drip tip from the dead rabbit actually, and it just it pairs up so well with this. I actually really do like it. I bought this mod with the panels specifically for the strip tip. But other than that, there was one time, and this was actually after it dropped. I literally thought I destroyed the mod. I was so pissed. It was telling me that I needed to connect it to a PC. It wouldn't let me fire it. It wouldn't let me adjust the wattages. It wouldn't let me do anything. I had to take the battery out of it, put the battery back in it after 30 seconds, and then it wanted to work again. And it hasn't popped up since. I am sure I am due for an update or something, but that is a big con. Just because it's due for an update, I don't like pretty much being locked out of my mod. I pay that type of money even if I don't have a computer to hook it up to. I don't want to be forced into an update or not be able to use it at all. If there's nothing wrong with it, if there's no reason to do an update except for maybe another 10 watts, if that, that's not a big deal to me. But other than that, don't really have any other cons about it. It's a pretty good mod for the money, honestly. It's a single 18650, which, I mean, you guys should know that, or a single 2700, and it vapes really good. You can tell it's really responsive, and if you're running a single 18650, it'll eat that battery. I'm running at 60 out of 80, so of course I'm going to be killing my battery even more, which just tells me I should put my Samsung 25Rs on the charger, because I only have one more charged LG HG2. Oh, this was another thing that I didn't show you guys on Instagram, but we also got the LGs rewrapped, as well as the Samsung 25Rs. And these are actually pretty sick. You can kind of see the dude holding the sword. Dude's up top right here holding the blue flame sword. Excuse me. Coming down on the ground right there. I really do like it. This was very cool. And got this wrapped with the Samsung 25Rs, which, if you guys watched yesterday's video, I believe, we showed those, and those are actually a Pikachu wrap. And yes, I am a nerd. I love Pokemon. And yeah. Yeah, getting about due for a wick. Or not a wick, a juice. Let's go ahead and squonk it up. And the squonk system actually works very well in here. I don't have any issues with it or the bottle. I actually really do enjoy the bottle. I end up actually taking this bottle out and running it in my Steam Rabbit. That's actually what we're running when we built this. You can't really see it right there. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this cap off. One O-ring, man. I tell you, take the top O-ring off. This air cap wants to come off so much easier, and I still don't have any leaking with it. But yeah, that is the build that we threw in it yesterday. It is a paralleled single core Clapton around a 2mm bit or 2.5mm bit on a 5 wrap. And you can tell that is just one gnarly coil. And it goes back on so much easier. Tony B, if you perhaps end up watching my videos, which would just be amazing, I commented on a video of yours about the Pulse 22 and the 80 watt. And the Pulse 22, I think there's room for improvement on the Pulse 22. I love my Pulse 22. Don't get me wrong. You did an amazing job. Just take off the top O-ring on the deck. I don't see a point for two O-rings. Those O-rings are way too freaking tight, and they're a pain in the ass. I don't know why you put two on there, but take the top one off. It makes it so much easier. Or make a middle O-ring. Just put an O-ring in the middle. It'll work just fine. But it hits like a champ. And the RD8 still gives you bomb flavor. It gives you good vapor production and good flavor. And there's a couple other things I have about the 22, but this isn't a close-up on the 22. This is the box, which I feel like we went over every con that I think I have about this. Yeah, I can't really think of another. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.